Welcome to InfoHub. In our headlines, Brooms vows that the government will deliver to all Guyanese. Hinterland water sources being treated by GWI, Port Kaituma's core group improving the region, and Tourism Awareness Month launched. Stay tuned for the details of these and more. And now for the details. Minister within the Ministry of Natural Resources, Simona Brooms, says the government has and will continue to deliver to the people of Guyana. More from Paul McAdam.
Minister Brooms was at the time speaking to more than 100 residents of Anns Grove and neighboring communities on the east coast of Demerara.
I ain't started to work yet. It's only 2 years we in office. And you know, when I talk, I feel like we there for 50 years. We do this, we do this, we do that, we do that, I mean, things are happening.
She hinted at the many accusations of national resource theft leveled at the opposition People's Progressive Party and the government's commitment to working with communities and organizations to improve the lot of all citizens.
I sat down there and I didn't hear the director talk about what we are going to do. He spoke about what we have done. This is a government that will deliver. So the losers who talk about things that crawl, this government ain't crawling. The days of crawling gone. We going up. And we are not moving up as a government by ourselves. Where the taxpayers' money we pocket. We moving up together.
Meanwhile, the minister also gave assurance of government's commitment to the democratic process.
What happened to the same people who take away your rights, which was local government election? Who bring local government election in this country? Somebody? President Granger, thank you. Who brought back your local democracy home where you live? That is how Your Excellency and this government, we are operating. We don't want to control. We loosen it up. Powers in the hands of the people.
The Ministry of Public Infrastructure's Community Organized for a Restored Environment core group in Port Kaituma is conducting a major environmental upgrade in the region. Crystal Stahl tells us more.
Group leader Alan Boyce told InfoHub that the group has been cleaning and weeding around government building compounds and also road shoulders in and around Port Kaituma.
That's like weeding and cleaning the garbages within and the outer part of the compounds. Same for Kaituma, and presently within Port Kaituma we are working on the road shoulders. But we started here at the Northeast School because they wrote us a letter in request, so that's why we're here today.
Alan explained that in recognition of the Senior Citizens Month, the core group will be doing some work for the community's elderly.
We're going back to the road shoulders, that's on Monday, and same as October is known as the Senior Citizen Month, we have started on a project in weeding and cleaning the compound of a few senior citizens. So on the following month, which is November, we are taking out 1 week to continue with that because we didn't have much time in October because we started late.
Group member and deputy leader Arlene Boyce is excited to be doing what she describes as a good in her community. She expressed her delight in being able to improve the environment for the children.
It's nice because it's betterment for my kids. At least they get a better playground to play. They get clean. We get in a better environment for them, mostly for the kids. So.
The 10-member group was established in May this year, and the contract will expire in December. Some $150 million was budgeted for the core project, which covers equipment and tools and salaries of the workers. Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
Hinterland residents benefit from GWI's move to provide quality water across the country. Here's that report. In a recent interview with InfoHub, Managing Director of the Guyana Water Incorporated, Dr. Richard Van West Charles, noted that the company is actively striving to bring high-quality water to residents of the hinterland regions.
Invariably, a lot of the shallow wells can get contaminated with bird droppings or different things. So we're looking at also those communities. We have many communities that just basically take either rain or water from the creeks and the rivers, etc. So we've been working with looking at different methods of treating that water or filtering that water.
Lifesaver gradients and the larger C2 filters, which removes all bacteria, viruses and fungi, have been introduced in these areas, including at Camarang and Mabaruma hospitals, Kato Primary School and Barakara Primary School. There is a list of 30 communities across regions 1, 7, 8 and 9 which are in need of the C2 filters in order to have access to potable water.
You've got to ensure, I think it is important, as we address the inequities that the President spoke about, to ensure that the children across the country, that the lives of the people who live, or our citizens who live in the hinterland regions, is of no less than the lives of our citizens on the coastland.
Dr. Charles reminded that quality water ensures a healthy population.
When we're talking about development, human capital is critical to development, and health is an important ingredient for that capital to really maximize and make a contribution to the development process. So enters water as an important ingredient for the health of the population.
The hinterland communities in focus are located in regions 1, 7, 8 and 9. Matakai Education Division strengthening amidst challenges, said District Education Officer. Crystal Stull joins us again.
District Education Officer Ignatius Adams said within the last year, the Matakai education sector has seen significant improvement. He highlighted some of these.
As of recent, we would have received 2 brand new pitbull buses. One of those buses we would have given to Barometer. And Barometer does help me to transport school children there, and maybe anything that's education related. We also have a bus for Central Port Kaituma that's to assist with students from far-flung areas, 4 miles, Citrus Grove, or Nock, which would help to transport children to and from school. We had a bus, not so new, from Matthews Ridge. We would have repaired that bus, and that bus went back to Matthews Ridge.
According to the DEO, Matakai is the smallest sub-district as it relates to the enrollment with 14 schools. However, Barometer and Matthews Ridge are expanding rapidly.
We have Barometer, which is fast growing also. We have Matthews Ridge is a fast growing population community also. We have 200 plus children at that school. And the good thing about Matthews Ridge, even though we have one discrete secondary school, they are coming on board this year with CSEC.
These improvements, along with several others, are definitely a plus for the district, Adams noted. Crystal Stahl for InfoHub.
November is Tourism Awareness Month, and this year's focus will highlight the importance and benefits of the sector in Guyana. Here is Paul once again.
Under the theme Sustainable Tourism, a tool for development, the Guyana Tourism Authority launched Tourism Awareness Month. GTA's acting director, Carla James Chandra, stated that as one of the world's largest and fastest growing economic sectors, tourism is well positioned to foster growth and development at all levels and also provide income through job creation.
Our objective is basically to raise the level of awareness of tourism in Guyana to the general public, to encourage the tourism industry to participate in activities that will benefit their operations and highlight their product to the wider population, to boost the human resource capacity in the sector through training.
Minister of Business with responsibility for tourism, Dominic Gaskin, noted that Tourism Awareness Month is open to both local and overseas participation. He explained that it is vital that standards are elevated, particularly in light of the fact that more visitors are now coming to Guyana's shores.
The new interest in being in Guyana, doing business in Guyana, having events in Guyana, it is good for Guyana, it is good for tourism, but it also imposes upon us an obligation to raise our standards in our service industries.
Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana's President Andrea De Keries emphasized the need for community awareness and ownership of the local tourism product.
We're on the verge of a new era, that of oil production. And although there is great excitement in the air and hopes soar high for this development, from a tourism perspective, we must be determined not to lose our individuality, our culture, our heritage, or our point of difference, and we must be committed to the preservation of our natural resources, our savannas, and our rainforests.
This month's activities include school talks, a tourism sector fair, industry training programs, a scavenger hunt, the launch of Explore Guyana magazine, the Tourism Awards ceremony, the South Womduni Safari, and the first ever Bartica Safari. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
23 regional and community health workers will be trained in Lamaze and other childbirth procedures. Zanil Williams tells us more.
The week-long workshop, which began Monday, October 30th at the Grand Coastal Hotel, will see workers trained in Lamaze classes. They will also be taught on how to handle the various pregnancy stages and clear up any misconceptions pregnant women may have. According to Sexual Reproductive Health Coordinator Solandel Glenn, teenage mothers are a very vulnerable population. The trainers will equip community and regional healthcare workers with the necessary skills and knowledge.
The reason we're having this training over the period of a week and why we brought in the consultant is to provide our healthcare workers with practical support on how to meet the needs of our adolescent mothers.
InfoHub spoke to a doctor and a medical student who both agreed that the training will better equip them with the requisite knowledge to care for pregnant mothers throughout their trimester.
It refreshes some of the knowledge that we'd already have had. Two is that a few things are being added. He's being taught to see the, reminded to see the patient from not just a medical perspective, but from a social perspective, a human side.
This training will now help us to incorporate aspects of support, comfort, exercises, etc., that will help the girls to be able to cope with the final stages of their pregnancy, with labor and with delivery. So it brings a new aspect of care to our medical practice.
Georgia-based trainer Oretta Simple explained that the workshop will deal with pregnancy issues from conception to postpartum depression.
Our service is primarily around childbirth services and CPR infant services, and so we've been here. We're going to be here for an entire week doing some work either here or in different community health centers, and we're just basically doing a program around maternal child health as it relates to Lamaze.
Zanil Williams reporting for InfoHub.
Essequibo Night helping to drive regional businesses with its success. Zanil Williams joins us again with our final report.
Over 100 businesses displayed their products over this past weekend at Essequibo Night. The expo was celebrated under the theme Food Security and Hinterland Development, our national priority. The regional executive officer, Rupert Hopkinson, said,
I think this was the best ever in terms of turnout, in terms of vending, and in terms of the support both at the gates and to the vendors. And this despite the efforts that were made not to make Essequibo Night as grand as it would normally be.
InfoHub spoke to some of the exhibitors.
Here we have the rice and fish, where we doing the tilapia along with the rice. Basically the response is where farmers are looking for new things all the time.
This is the consumer launch of the Morning Glory rice cereal. And this is the second night of Essequibo Night, of course. We couldn't ask for a better response. It seems that most people are delighted with taste, first of all, but when they hear that the product is actually a local product, that it's manufactured right here, and they look at the nutritional profile, then what we see is they're impressed with the taste, but as soon as they learn those other things, everybody's buying a box.
Several Essequibo residents describe the event as one of a kind, and they anticipate expanded business opportunities.
Truly amazing. What I'm seeing here tonight, this is truly amazing. I never expected this large crowd, but this nice.
Since I'm here, it's looking better than at least last year.
Known as the breadbasket of the nation, the Essequibo Night Expo showcased much of what the region has to offer.
This is Neil Williams reporting from Anna Regina Essequibo for InfoHub.
Thanks for watching. Remember to connect with us 24/7 on our website and social media. Goodbye.